Hi, welcome to another edition of HREM Live on YouTube. So today we're going to be discussing exit plan. I know that you'll be wondering what is this exit plan all about. So have you had a situation whereby you joined a company and then suddenly after a few months you discovered that you were asked to go? And have you also seen situations where people leave their workplaces, they resign or they retire, and or maybe they're even getting close to retirement age, and then suddenly they leave the place, and before you know it, the person is sick, the person is depressed, and they are no longer alive. Or have you had situation where people just leave work, suddenly they are dismissed or they are terminated, and they are frustrated, some are at the point of even wanting to commit suicide. So some of these things happen because they don't have an exit plan. There is no plan as to what is going to happen after they leave their job. So if this is your first time of joining my YouTube stream, I encourage you to subscribe this particular video, share it, and invite others to join. So, like I said, we're going to be discussing exit plan. So, what is an exit plan? So, usually you have organizations, they will have an exit plan or have an exit plan, especially for those that are setting up startup companies. But today we'll be talking about employees. Employees also need to have an exit plan. So, what is individual exit plan? That's what I'm going to be talking about. Okay. So, an individual exit plan is a contingency plan that is executed by an individual or an employee to separate from a role or an organization in pursuit of a greater career aspirations. Let me take it again. An individual exit plan is a contingency plan that is executed by an individual, in this case an employee, to separate from a role or an organization in pursuit of a greater career aspirations. So we all need to have this exit plan. And basically what I'm saying is that your exit plan is your career plan B, C, up to Z. So do you have one? If you don't have one, there's need for you to make sure that you put one in place. So why should you have an exit plan? I'm going to give us some reasons why we need it. The first one is that when you have an exit plan, it keeps you focused and it assists you in preparing for the future so that nothing takes you unaware. So you're working in the company and then suddenly there is a need to restructure. You are ready. Okay. Uh, it won't take you by surprise. Okay. Because when you live there, you already know that you have something that you're going to be working on. Okay. So that's one reason why you need to have an exit plan. The second reason uh, why you need to have an exit plan is that it helps you to effectively prioritize and to efficiently allocate your time. Okay. So if you don't have an exit plan, you will not be working on specific goals. But because you have that exit plan, you know what you need to be working on to build yourself, to prepare yourself for any eventuality that might happen in the course of your work. So you'll be able to plan your time to say, okay, I'm going to work on this goal, I'm going to acquire these skills, I'm going to develop certain competencies, I'm going to begin to build network of people that would I can fall back to if anything happens with the current job. And you also be able to identify opportunities, that can help you grow. Okay, so if something happens to your job now, you know that there are network opportunities that are out there waiting for you that you can take advantage of. Then number three, it gives you a sense of direction. Okay, a sense of direction and also helps you in identifying the resources that you need, the associations that you need in order to attain certain major milestones. Then fourthly, it also gives you, when you have an exit plan, you have a plan for eventuality, for emergencies. What it does for you is that you feel that sense of, you have that sense of fulfillment, of being in control. of your career. Okay, you're in control of your career, so you're not afraid that something is going to happen and you will just be left in the cold. Okay, so it gives you that sense of care. So let me take it back. Take us through again reasons why you need to have an exit plan. Number one, I said it keeps you focused and assists in preparing you for the future. Okay, because it does that, it will prompt you to take deliberate actions to increase your skills and competencies in preparation for the future. So nothing will happen or take you by surprise. You are ready. It helps you to prioritize your time, okay? Allocate your time properly on the things that you should be working on. You not just be doing whatever you think, anything, but you do specific things that will help you prepare you so that if anything happens, you are ready. Okay, and it gives you a sense of direction. I've also said that you have that sense of fulfillment. So, if you're just joining this stream, I would like you to use the comment section. Let me know where you're joining. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I would respond, read them, and respond to the questions. So, what do you need to do before writing an exit plan? You need to do certain things. You don't just wake up and then you start writing it out. You need to do certain things. Number one, you need to make sure you have a clear, defined career aspiration. What is your career aspiration? What do you aspire to be? Okay, so you know where you want to be. Conduct a self-assessment. Okay, that's the next thing. You conduct a self-assessment. Identify possible career paths within the organization and even outside the organization. Get familiar with relevant job requirements. Identify the resources that you need. Identify gaps in your personal skills and competencies so that you begin to develop plans to acquire skills to close these gaps. And then you need to build strategic relationships. Okay. Then you also need to understand the business environment or the terrain in your sector where you're working. And lastly, what do you need to do? You need to sharpen your job hunting skills. So because you're working for an organization, okay, doesn't mean you should not be sharpening your job hunting skills. So you join an organization, as soon as you join the organization, you now relax and say, okay, I have this job. I no longer, I will no longer be bothering myself about applying for jobs in other organization. Because at the end of the day, maybe you will not be able to, when you're called for an interview, you are now struggling. How do I respond to this question? How do I prepare my CV? So at all points in time, you need to be ready. Okay. Now there are two types of exit that I want to talk about. So either you exit from your role to a new role within the organization. Okay. And then the other exit is you exit from the organization to another organization, or there's a loss of job. So my focus on this stream is basically about loss of job. Okay, so if you lose your job suddenly, there are certain things that you should do. So I'm going to share with us a career exit plan template. Okay, career exit plan template, which will help you to be ready for any eventuality that might happen with regards to your job, and you will not feel that impact so much. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to talk about is in terms of your career goals. Okay, so there is need for you to define your short-term and long-term career goals. Make sure you be able to write this all out. Then align your goals with your personal values and aspirations. Okay, so these goals that you've written out, what's short-term and long-term, do they align with your personal value? Do they align with your aspirations? It's very critical. So that was the first thing that should be in this your template. Then the second thing is skill development. Because you've identified your short-term and long-term goals, there's need for you to begin to identify the key skills that you need for your current job and future job roles. Okay, so what that helps you do is that you are up to date. Just like today, we know that there are so many things happening. Technology is automating certain tasks within job roles. So, are you ready for that change? You don't want a situation whereby suddenly the job that you're currently carrying out has been automated and you no longer have a job. And because of that, the organization is downsizing and letting people go and become part of those ones. So you need to continue to acquire skills. Okay, create a plan for yourself. Continuous skill development and education is very critical. Then the third thing that should be in this your template is professional networking. You need to invest in professional networking. Build and maintain a professional network. When I talk about building and maintaining professional network, I'm talking about you need to find a way to connect with mentors, connect with colleagues, maybe in previous places where you've worked, connect with industry professionals. So don't just sit down and say, okay, I've got this job, they're paying me well, and you just sit there. Attend industry uh, conferences, webinars, seminars, where you get to meet other people. Okay? Find mentors that you can always engage with. So if something happens to your job, you know that you can easily call on these mentors, call on these colleagues, industry professionals, and they will come to your aid. And then number four, which is very, very critical, okay, is financial planning. You need to develop a budget and savings plan for financial security. This is very key. In fact, for me, this is number one. So if you are starting your career fresh, okay, I would advise that you begin to save. Save as much as your 6 months salary so that if something happens to your job, okay, and you're not able to get another job immediately, you know that you have enough to take care of you for the first 6 months while you are still searching for another uh, job. It's very, very critical. So if you don't even do the others and focus on this one, you will be fine. Because within that space of 6 months, because you already have sufficient cash stored, okay, that you can then use to take care of your running costs, you will not be under a lot of pressure to do things that ordinarily you wouldn't want to do, okay? So develop a budget and savings plan for financial security. You need to establish an emergency fund for unexpected situations. So that fund is just kept aside. You won't touch it. If an emergency just happens and you find yourself out of job, then that is where you will go to. Okay. Then number five, you need to periodically assess your career satisfaction and alignment with goals. So for me, what I normally do is that when I join an organization, I give myself a certain period of time. Okay, I say, okay, I'm going to be in this organization X number of time. And during this period, I will continually assess my satisfaction. Am I bringing value to the organization? Is the organization giving me value? Is there any value? Am I getting any value from the organization? And by the time I notice that there is a mismatch, it means that is the time to begin to plan my exit. Okay, that is the time to begin to plan my exit. But I would have already started preparing myself for such an emergency. So if it happens, then I'm ready. Okay, and then you need to adjust your career plan based on changing aspirations and circumstances from time to time. Okay? Then number six, which is very critical, in all that you do, make sure that you see yourself as a brand. And because you see yourself as a brand, you need to continually project yourself out there. And how do you let people know who your brand is or what sort of brand that you are? Number one, maintain an updated LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, I encourage you, get a LinkedIn profile, get a resume, make sure your resume is always updated. As you are given a new role in your current place of work, update your resume, update your LinkedIn, okay? Engage in activities that will enhance your professional visibility and credibility. And when I talk about LinkedIn, is a very good platform for you to do that, okay? From time to time, you attend events, you attend conferences, share it, okay? When you are reading a particular material, studying a particular program, course, share about it, okay? Learn and share. So when you learn something, you apply it, you share. That should be your mantra. Learn, apply, and share. So, and then as you continue to share, people will get to see you out there. And then before you know, people are reaching out to you, and you have several options available should something happen to your job. There's also need for you to stay informed about industry trends and technological advancement. Don't just sit in one place thinking that the world just revolves around where you are. the need for you to invest in being informed about industry trends, attend relevant workshops, attend webinars, attend conferences. Okay, if they are free, there are some that are even free. You don't have to say, okay, I don't have the money to attend all these workshop webinars. But there are several of them that are free that will help improve your skill. Not only will it help improve your skill, you'll be networking with others so that when you need them, they are there for you. And then number 8, side hustle. Side hustle and freelance work. So I know that some organizations will say they don't want you to engage or involve yourself in side hustle. Let me let you know. You need to have multiple streams of income. If you depend only on just one source of income and something happens to that source of income, you are done with. Okay? So don't be sorry for yourself because you only have one source of income. Explore opportunities for a side hustle, something that will not conflict with the current job that you're doing, something that will not conflict with the services or solutions that the company that you work for, okay, is delivering. So diversify skills, income streams. You can invest in shares. You can invest in a small business that would help bring additional income. And you need to be adaptable, okay? Adaptability. Foster an adaptable mindset to navigate changes in the professional landscape. Embrace what I call a learning opportunity and be open to new challenges. So many new things will come your way. Be ready to adapt, okay? And then finally, in the career exit plan template that I'm sharing with you, the final thing I have on my list is networking for opportunity. So when you go out to network, what is the reason behind your networking? It should be networking for opportunities. Okay? Leverage your professional network for job opportunities. Seek guidance from mentors, from colleagues during job transition. Okay, so that's basically what I have for us today. So let me just take us back one more time to summarize all that I've shared. So I've shared that you all need an exit plan. You need an employee or an individual exit plan. Okay, so it's not just companies that should have an exit plan. We also need to have an exit plan as an employee. I've also shared with you why you should have an exit plan. When you have an exit plan, it keeps you focused, it assists you to prepare for the future, it helps you to prioritize and efficiently allocate your time, it gives you a sense of direction, it gives you also a sense of fulfillment. You are in control and you want to be in control, right? So you're in control. And then make sure that, like I said, financial planning, develop that budget and savings plan for financial security because it's very key. Start from now and start saving until you're able to store away at least 6 months' salary in an emergency fund so that when the need arrives, you get to use it. Okay, so that's all that I have for us today. Let me check if there's anyone that have any question. If there are questions, let me look at the chat. If there are questions. Okay, thank you, Mary. I can see you're joining from Port Harcourt, and Damilola Banjo. Thank you also. So if there are no questions, we'll come to the end of the stream for today. I encourage you, if you're not subscribed, please try and hit the subscribe button on the screen. And then if you have questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you're watching the replay, please use the hashtag replay. Until I come your way next week, Monday at 6 p.m., enjoy your week and ensure that you have an employee or career exit plan. Bye-bye for now. Take care. See you all next week, Monday at 6 p.m. West African time.